Hello, a hearty hallelujah, 1 and 10,000 all, to the endless series of poems, songs on my Patreon site, The Magic Word. This is number 4, and today we're going to look at the English language, especially the sound made by the letters O-U-G-H. There is a bird, quite rare in England, but I've seen it a couple of times in Cornwall, a crow with an orange beak, that's called what is it called? CH at the beginning and then OUGH. This poem examines the name of that bird. The bird that couldn't say its name. The buzzard tilted its head to one side and stared at the little bird. In all my long and lovely life, I've heard nothing more absurd. You'll sit there with your high-pitched sneeze and your beak the colour of flame, and you tell me that you've no idea how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry, chirped the little bird. Didn't mean to upset you, sir. It begins with a ch, and then there's an oo, and it ends up with a g. When my mummy said my name, I just come out the egg, and I weren't too sure what was meant to be wig and what was meant to be leg. And a great big sun shone in my eye, and a wind howled in my ear. And though she said it really loudly, I couldn't really hear. But I do know this, chirped the little bird, its feathers all astir. It begins with a ch, and then there's an oo, and it ends up with a g. It's obvious, croaked a raven, tumbling down from a bough. OUGH is clearly meant to rhyme with cow and sow. A farmer in Slough in a field likes to plough. I'd vow this diggy bird here is a chow. I'm not quite sure, chirped the little bird. The noises seem to blur. It begins with a ch, and then there's an oo, and it ends up with a g. Raven makes some sense and seems to know, although I think OUGH rhymes well with me, the crow. If I was a betting bird, I'd risk a lot of dough that this little fellow here is actually called a chow. Don't look at me, chirped the little bird. My brain's all a whir. It begins with a ch, and then there's an oo, and it ends up with a g. A jackdaw came swooping in and perched on the edge of a trough. I always thought OUGH rhymed with off and scoff. When I get a cold, I don't have a cow or a cow, rather a cough. This handsome young fellow before us is properly named a chough. It's a difficult name, chirped the little bird. A simpler one I'd prefer. It begins with a ch, and then there's an o, and it ends up with a g. The debate was overheard by a rook just passing through, who thought the arguments he had heard were anything but true. OUGH is meant to sound like blow and cho and show. The kid with the orange beak is obviously a chew. Actually, I'm proud, chirped the little bird. It's a name for a connoisseur. Begins with a ch, and then there's an o, and it ends up with a g. A magpie, feeling mischievous, joined the corvine flock. My granddad lived in Ireland along the edge of a loch. He said that OUGH sounded like smock or crock, and he'd have christened this baby here undoubtedly a chock. Choose what you like, chirped the little bird. Lady sound occur. It begins with a ch, and then there's an oo, and it ends up with a g. Then some orange legs and an orange bill landed and stood tough. and announced to all who were listening in a voice that was crackly and rough, "About Halsey, old Rudyard, I think we've heard enough. I'm his mother, and I'm telling you for certain, he's a chuff." "That's what you think," chirped the little bird, "but I'm a saboteur. It begins with a chirp, and then there's an ooh, and it ends up with a grr." "Maybe I can be of assistance," interrupted the buzzard, as he calmly removed from his beak the remains of a rabbit's gizzard. "There are 6 ways to say OUGH, and 6 days in a week. Well, that's taking the weekend as one, of course. Admit it. It's unique. Monday to rhyme with plough, I'll be a chow. Tuesday to rhyme with dough, I'll be a cho. Wednesday to rhyme with trough, I'll be a choff. Thursday to rhyme with through, I'll be a chew. Friday to rhyme with lock, I'll be a chock. And the weekend, just to make my mummy chuffed, I'll be rough, I'll be tough, I'll be mummy's chuff," said the buzzard in a voice both gentle and gruff. "Your little fellow sure knows his stuff. He's a chow, a cho, a choff, a chew, a chock, and a chuff." If you liked it, please tell me you liked it. If you really liked it, please share it. If you really, really, really liked it, well, then you can look at all the Patreon options that I hope are working nearby. Thank you. Bye.